What's up, y'all? DE02 Productions back with a brand new video. So we're gonna be checking out some more wrestling news on the WWE cracking down fans once again as usual. So we know Vince McMahon is basically famous for cracking down fans that are loyal to his company for years, and AEW is doing some big things. And I heard since the crowd came back, and I know they had crowds in their area before, but I think with legit crowds are back, like large gathering crowds coming back, it drew over 1.something million viewers since 2 years ago. And it would be the first time they ever done this in a while. So we're gonna be checking out some more wrestling news if you guys want me to. So yeah, let me share this video so we can hop onto it in a few minutes. Let's get it.
Here's more wrestling news for July 18th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include: update on Harry Smith returning to WWE, Charlotte Flair refuted the claims of nepotism, why WWE is cracking down on American fans, unexpected claims made by Zelina Vega, Alexa Bliss is the projected winner for WWE Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, yet another WWE show is canceled, title match announced for next
Hold on,
Friday's
y'all. Wait a minute.
WWE SmackDown.
I said, well, why? I had to fix something. Yeah, I don't know why I can't do like reactions doing my StreamYard because every time I do it, it keeps buffering. It's worse than RCN's cable. So, what's up, Glamorous Life? How you doing? That's okay. I mean, you're gonna learn something one day. Let me try this again. I bet you it's gonna like, you know, buffer like a day before.
What happened with Pat McAfee and WWE fans after SmackDown went off the air? WWE champion Vince McMahon hits the gym hard at 75 years old. What happened with Roman Reigns after SmackDown?
You know, I think I'm at a point where I'm getting tired of seeing Vince McMahon on TV because the guy needs to retire. He's already ruined this company enough. Can't even go back to TV 14. That's why, you know, fans are going to still stop watching Raw and SmackDown because of Vince McMahon and his BS PG nonsense. Even when Charlotte flipped the fans off, they try to black out the TV, and then once it came back on, she's still flipping them off. Like, come on, like you can't stay PG forever. You're gonna need to change it up a bit, WWE. And I'm looking at you, Vince.
SmackDown went off air, and more. We're starting with SmackDown, and before this week's historic show, Harry Smith made his return to a WWE ring, teaming
I
with
heard about him.
Austin Theory to defeat Odyssey Jones and Zyron Quinn. The son of the British Bulldog certainly impressed the right people and is here to stay. PW Insider reports that Smith has officially re-signed as a WWE.
You know, I haven't seen that dude since forever. I mean, I'm not really a fan of him, but I do respect him because of his father, on British Bulldog. Yeah. Um, it's just crazy how you got these old talents coming back in the WWE, but I wouldn't even want to go to WWE because they're just lacking creativity. It's obvious.
WWE superstar, but there's no word on which brand he'll be on. Last year, WWE had plans to bring Smith back as part of NXT UK, but those plans had to be put on hold due to the global situation. A former WWE Tag Team Champion, Smith returns after a decade away from WWE, and we now know his
Oh,
dark
let me
match
see some because I think it might be the quality. That's why he's buffering. I don't know. Hold on. Let me see if it works.
before SmackDown was more than just a one-off. Now, it's hard to think of a female WWE superstar more
Yeah, it's
successful
working
than
this time. No, it's not. It's still doing it. Yeah, I don't know
Charlotte
why it's so
Flair,
hard to
who
do
has the Raw,
reactions in
SmackDown, NXT,
StreamYard. Oh, it's giving me a headache. Let me try it again.
and Women's Tag Team titles, as well as a Royal Rumble win to her name. Of course, not everyone's been impressed by the Queen, and throughout her career, Flair has been plagued with claims that she's only a top star because of her father, Ric Flair. Speaking to South Korea,
That is true. You know, I just wish that when they child want to become wrestlers in the WWE or a different company, they could just come as their own person instead of being compared to their dad. And you know, it's one thing of being a wrestling fan if you want to be a wrestler, but it's another thing to get into the companies because of their parents. Like their parents were the biggest superstars back in the day. And as soon as their kids get signed up in the WWE, what's going to happen? They're going to end up being shoved down people's throats. They're going to get everything handed to them on a silver spoon. Putting a silver spoon in their mouth because that's their daughters, their sons. Getting tired of seeing that. Being real.
Korea's IB Sports, Charlotte refuted the claims of nepotism, saying, he didn't pass the torch, I took it. I think for anyone who underestimated me, he just made me better. It's kind of like I've built an empire with the stones that people have thrown.
You only got famous because of your father. It's obvious.
It's like the chip on my shoulder. No matter what I do, people say this and that, and then it's like, use that as fuel, use that to tell stories, use that to get better. Flair raises some good points, and if being a Flair was all it took for her level of success, then surely David.
Yeah, like I said, it's sad that these kids can't even come in as their own just because their father is Ric Flair or a Hall of Famer. Like, I just wish they could just be original. You don't have to be like your parent to follow the footsteps. If you want to be a wrestler, just come as your own, be your own character. You don't have to be like your father or your cousin. You can just come in as yourself. It's just that easy.
Flair would have been a multi-time world champion during his WCW tenure. As a natural athlete and an incredible heel, it's not hard to see why WWE.
She's not natural. She had surgery like any other women wrestlers and male wrestlers. So don't even say natural what they're not. So
WWE treats Charlotte like a top star, but some fans still insist it all boils down to her last name. Fans.
If you enjoy wasting time, is it really wasted?
What if we made the first thing you want of
Fans in the United States can watch plenty of Charlotte and Rick on Peacock, which WWE signed a huge deal with to stream their content, but the rest of the world still uses the WWE network.
it's still going to get worse if they're using Peacock because they only remove half of the Attitude Era stuff because it was too, gory and provocative. Is what the Attitude Era was known for. I feel like we live in a society, we live in a woke world, and it is getting to a point where I don't even want to watch wrestling anymore because I've been stopped watching Raw. All the time I watch SmackDown is when I react to Roman Reigns clips because he's the reason why SmackDown is watchable. So now all of a sudden I'm hearing that Roman Reigns is in trouble because he flipped the fan off. Do they not realize that he's a heel? I mean, Jesus Christ. It's like this man is so PG. Even he's a hypocrite all the time. He's allowed to do certain things, but when a wrestler does it, they get suspended, they get fired, they get fined for $1,000 because of what one thing they did that wasn't allowed on TV, and yet this man gets away with it because it's his company. Get out of here with that crap.
For tech-savvy fans who prefer the original network, they can still access it thanks to a VPN. But the WWE are now cracking down on this. A tweet which has gone viral has shown a screenshot of an American fan who tried to
Want to know you know what? It would have been cool if they actually released the best of Attitude Era, the best of the '90s era, featuring the stars of the Attitude Era like Undertaker and Stone Cold and them on Tubi. I would have watched that 24/7 because I grew up in the Attitude Era. You know what I'm saying? I'm a '90s kid, so yeah, I know.
access the network using a VPN, as it appears all American fans will have to get Peacock now. WWE is checking for VPN usage now, and unless a fan can find a VPN that can sail under WWE's radar, it appears the company has found a solution to the problem of American fans avoiding Peacock. On both the network and Peacock, fans can watch.
First of all, they need to change that logo. I don't like it, but it ain't going away anytime soon. So
Zelina Vega, whose recent return to WWE saw her lose to Liv Morgan. It was interesting booking to say the least, as fans felt it hurt Vega's return, but according to Vega herself, she didn't lose the match. On Twitter, Vega called attention to the fact that her shoulder wasn't on the mat in the photo of her pinfall loss, saying it's proof Morgan didn't win.
So she came back into the WWE. I wonder what went on behind the scenes. I think we all know what happened. The real reason why she came back to WWE. Because one, all the other wrestlers, they got fired or suspended because they were using third-party apps. So apparently it's union now. So I guess they're allowed to go back to using third-party apps like Twitch, YouTube, you name it. Because you see, Vince McMahon is so old school. He doesn't like anything, modern technology as much as he uses social media. And yet you're giving certain wrestlers like Undertaker and them, allowing them to go on, Cameo. But what about Paige and, all the other current wrestlers are using third-party apps? And you wonder why this company just sucks in general.
This got a response by Morgan, who says she lives, learns, and wins. And in response, Vega shared a text message which supposedly sees Morgan insulting Tamina Snuka. Tamina, Morgan, and Vega will all be a part of tonight's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and Vega isn't above stirring up trouble mere hours before the three compete tonight. Tonight's Women's Money in the Bank ladder match will also see Alexa Bliss, who is looking to become a two-time Miss Money in the Bank years after she last held the briefcase. In the years since then, Bliss has undergone a dramatic transformation, and fans could be seeing a much different side to the Raw superstar tonight. On Instagram, Bliss asked fans whether they'd like to see a new style of gear for the pay-per-view, and a whopping 95% of voters said yes. Bliss is known for changing her appearance often, so it'd be no surprise if she dons a new look tonight. And she could be adding the white briefcase to that new look very soon. Bliss is one of the 8 women in tonight's ladder match.
I might as well just sit through it.
And if rumors are to be believed, the demonic goddess will be leaving.
Not the pay-per-view, but the buffering.
With the briefcase.
I'm gonna write a complaint on
online
it about
has Bliss as the
StreamYard once I'm done with the reaction.
To win with 5-4 odds, with fan favorite Liv Morgan in second place with 7-2 odds. Natalya and Tamina are the least likely to win with 16-1 and 20-1 odds respectively, as fans should expect the iconic white briefcase to be heading to Raw. In recent weeks, fans have seen plenty of WWE.
In all honesty, the Money in the Bank ain't like what it used to be, because I just feel like if you would have imagined them having a gender match and the Money in the Bank briefcase, some males and some females competing against each other, I would bet you the whole world in the SJW community will be crying about intergender matches. Because if it were to happen right now, you're going to be having parents complaining about this. I mean, this company is a kid show now, so it's not even like what it used to be, and yet they swear all the time. So
Superstars be moved around, with Samoa Joe and Mandy Rose was being moved to NXT. One person who knows the gold brand well is Johnny Gargano, and in an interview with Busted Open Radio, the former NXT champion discussed seeing more main roster names move to NXT. I would absolutely love that. NXT is a third brand. I think you should be able to send guys from NXT to Raw.
I don't think it's a good idea, because if you do that, you're gonna get watered down, and you're gonna end up giving a terrible gimmick, and then you're gonna be request for release and go to AEW for a better opportunity over there. Because that's just how Vince McMahon does. He brings you to the roster, he waters you down, and you're gonna end up looking stupid. Like, I know how he is. How many times have we dealt with this for years? I don't think you should go to the main roster, Raw or SmackDown, because I don't trust them on the roster in general. Look what happened to Aleister Black when he came, from NXT. He wasn't given anything. And that's obvious.
SmackDown. You should be able to send guys from Raw and SmackDown to NXT. You brought up a guy like Cesaro. Trust me, we would love to have Cesaro. I think the dream matches you could get with Cesaro and NXT, they're amazing. Cesaro is one of them. In addition to Cesaro, Gargano also named AJ Styles, Seth Rollins, and Daniel Bryan as names he'd love to see in NXT, but insisted that a Gargano versus Cesaro match at TakeOver would be pretty wild, given that Bryan isn't with WWE anymore. The odds of him jumping to the gold brand are pretty slim, but that won't stop the leader.
Isn't his contract supposed to be expired this year? So why bring that up? Just saying.
Of the way, hoping to see more top names from the main roster jump to the black and gold brand. Yesterday, we reported
your purchase could be free when you use your Credit Karma Visa debit card. Free groceries, free gas.
We reported that the September 17th SmackDown that was meant to be in Atlanta, Georgia had been canceled, and now another show won't be happening. According to the
Let me guess, the pandemic, right? I already know where this is going.
official website for the O'Connell Center in Gainesville, Florida, the August 8th WWE Super Show has also been canceled. And fans will be able to get refunds from their original points of purchase.
I bet you they were.
Like the Atlanta show, no reason has been given for the cancellation, and the show was meant to feature superstars from both Raw and SmackDown. We'll have to see if an explanation is given as to why
Oh my God.
either of these shows are canceled, as we imagine fans aren't too happy
I bet you they weren't.
for their first tickets in over a year to WWE now being canceled. More from SmackDown as Women's Champion Bianca Belair won't be competing this Sunday, as her originally planned match with Bayley underwent several major changes. With the role model injured, Belair's title.
You know, I never cared for Bayley anyway. Her or Bianca Belair. I'm just not into the women's wrestling like I used to. It's just not my cup of tea. So just want to point that out there.
Title match was moved to this week's SmackDown, and she defeated Carmella thanks to a hair whip and the kiss of death. Post-match, Carmella argued that 6 days was not enough time to prepare for a title match, branding the champ a cheater. And on Talking Smack, Belair accepted a rematch that'll take place on next week's SmackDown. That title match has now been made official, and whilst Belair will have her hands full with Carmella next week, she'll also have to keep an eye out
All right, let me stop this. Let's take a look at the chats. I gotta end that stream in a few minutes. What's up, Brandon? I'm doing good. Programming Galaxy, what's up? Nice to see you. Yeah, she been a little ugly. I ain't when the people being spoiling things. Well, that's how the internet works, man. I mean, ain't nothing we can do. Right. I stopped watching Slack Rock Wrestling after they kept spoiling things. Well, that or WrestleMania. You know, if you name any other wrestling channels, they do. It's all spoiled things. Yeah, wrestling is the biggest piece of crap I have ever freaking hated. Brandon, Brandon, you gotta fix your grammar, man. I think you meant to say was um WWE is the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. I freaking hate that company. That's what you're trying to say. But you gotta take the S out when you're commenting. You gotta fix your grammar. So I just want to point that out there, man. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Now you got it. Yeah, here's the thing. When the Attitude Era came out, I loved the new logo. It showcased the legendary status of what the Attitude Era is known for. And now that you think about it, I feel like to me, they should have kept that. Even when they stopped using the word F to get the F out and went with, what it was in the Ruthless Aggression era. And don't get me wrong, the Ruthless Aggression era was pretty spot on. It had some exciting moments, some legendary moments, and it was really, really extreme and brutal at the same time. I wasn't a fan of the new logo back then, but they kept that same logo since what 2002, and that new logo in 2014. Ever since they been using that, it sucks. Just like this company. This man seriously needs to retire. Yes, he does, and I've said this 1,000 times. So each time when come, he announces something, suspends wrestler for swearing off against the fans. Like, come on, dude. Didn't you used to do that back in the day? Wrestling fans are too frequent to get what they want. I mean, it is true, but when you think about it, the company is at fault for failing to entertain the fans. So Vince McClellan needs to retire already to his old. I like that, Brandon. E front on Buns, what's up? I'm doing good, man. One Carter, baby. Peacock is trash. Oh, definitely. You know, I was trying to watch something on Peacock, but it was nothing like Netflix or Tubi that were, well, Tubi is free, but Netflix is not. You have to, sign up for it, though. The Ruthless Aggression era is really underrated. I do love the Attitude era. So same, I mean, both eras were pretty good. I grew up with the, like I said, I was born in the 90s, so I only knew about the Attitude era like around late 1998 or 97 when I got the WWF Warzone on the PS1. That was when I was living in the brainwash streak at the time during the late 90s, my childhood. And yeah, I think that's the only time I knew about the Attitude Era. So, have any of you guys heard of Leo Rush? Yeah, I heard of him. He used to wrestle in the WWE from NXT, but when they brought him into the main roster, this company has watered him down so much. Even Vince McMahon you got him defending the company at one point. So he was better off without the WWE. And plus, he was better off without them anyway. I mean, he's doing better, in other wrestling companies. So what's going on in WWE? I mean, they've been failing, so it's obvious. So he's my ex-fiance's what? Nay, are you serious? There's no way. Huh? Your ex-fiance cousin? There's no way. He recently retired Leo Rush, so yeah, he is talented and he's a good rapper too. But him in the WWE, I couldn't get behind him. So I was born in 1995 in the first rush. Well, dang, I can't get sometimes when you try to talk, your tongue twirler, it's just happening all over again. I was born in 1995 and the first watch WrestleMania 14, Kane and Undertaker were the first two. Yeah, they were. Undertaker is one of my favorite wrestlers. Him and Kane, they're both awesome. I heard rumors say John Cena might return as a heel. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know either. All I can do is just watch and see. Because knowing the WWE, they're going to end up pulling their trick on us like they always have. So, wow. So I'm shocked. This is the first time I'm finding this out. Man, um, yeah, and speaking of Roman Reigns, I heard that he got in trouble for flipping the fan off. Little did you know that that's what the Attitude Era used to do, and Ruthless Aggression knew it. I mean, Era used to do. And says, it's PG still, and it still sucks. Vince McMahon doesn't want to change the format, and it's embarrassing. So, I mean, I am glad that the crowd is back, but it's not going to change how wrestling used to be. So I just want to get my 2 cents in. So big returns getting spoiled. Being well, like I said, I mean, part of me wanting to react to it though. I know there are a lot of y'all. I mean, there are a lot of y'all don't like, wrestling channels, wrestling channels spoiling everything. But oh well. Kane Undertaker, I always like more than Cena because they never needed a title. Well, especially the Undertaker because in the 1990s, in 1990, when he first came into the WWF, and this was before he came back in Survivor Series. Well, he came in Survivor Series debut on a pay-per-view. And ever since then, he's been wrestling all opponents up until he wrestled Hulk Hogan. And a lot of people said that he never needed the title in the first place because he was so over as a heel. And plus, he was the most popular wrestler back then, and he still is today. Now that you look back at it, even he won the championship at WrestleMania 13 against Psycho Sid. You know, a lot of people still say he shouldn't have won a title. He didn't really need a title, but I mean, it is true in some degrees. But you know, Undertaker was big even when he became babyface in 1992 when he stopped Jake Roberts from hitting Randy Savage in the back of the steel chair. So that's where it all started. Which fans are worse? Hate watch wrestling fans or Friggle fans? Both. Both. I say both. Check this out. I was gonna do like a painting on this channel live. The problem is it came out terrible. So I could either do that or I could just do some comic drawings or I could just do like regular pencil drawings because I really want to like start painting once again because I haven't painted since last year. So that was about it. Undertaker personifies what it is to be a wrestler. He is. You know, Undertaker was a larger than life character. You know, he put people in seats. With Cena, however, he puts people out of seats. So it's obvious. He and Undertaker were the best tag team. Yeah, they were though. First ever ruthless aggression. I think it was around 98 when they first started a tag team, and it was called the Brothers of Destruction, and it's been like that ever since. So he used to do a paint. Yeah, man, I'm thinking about it though. I might do that tomorrow, Nay, if you want to watch. But it's not going to be on StreamYard. So well, I'm just going to be on using the regular YouTube live thing. I Well, because I can draw carnage though. I don't mind. I mean, if that's what you want, then I can do it though. But I'm gonna do it tomorrow though. Oh, and by the way, y'all, um, if you know what I'm saying, whatever I'm streaming, the super chats and the donation is open to my stream now. So if you don't have any money or anything, or if you don't want to donate to my channel, that's fine because I think it might end up going to my revenue. So I think that's what I noticed when I'm streaming. So yeah, I wish AEW didn't have a 20-minute time limit. I mean, WWE are doing the same thing, so it's not just one company. I appreciate that, buddy. Remember when Kane used to hate me? Not no, actually, it's June 6th. Uh, that was around 2006. When you mentioned June 6th, he will beat the crap out of you and he will choke slam you. And that was one of the stupidest storylines they ever done on Raw in 2006 when the imposter Kane, the old school King from 1987, came back, but it was somebody in a costume. So I thought that was pretty stupid. I didn't like it. But yeah, like I said, y'all, tomorrow when I start the Carnage on, I'm gonna make sure that the super chats are open. So make sure you guys feel free to do that. If not, that's okay. You know, that's totally up to you. So yeah. Yeah, one more comment before I end the stream because it's 12 o'clock midnight or 2. Or WWE does it. They don't announce it. That's how they do. So I why bother? I ain't gonna lie, that storyline was funny. Yeah, it was though, but it was kind of dumb though. So, anyway, guys, what y'all? That's gonna be it for this reaction slash conversation with my loyal subscribers. And by the way, we're on the road to 2K subscribers, so we're almost there. So make sure we keep the ball rolling. Don't forget to share this video and this live stream. So I'm gonna be promoting this on Twitter. So yeah, y'all take it easy, and I'll see you tomorrow.